What's going on, everybody? Tim from Tim's Tech Blog here, and right now we're just going to go ahead and take a look at this Fujifilm X-PRO2. I got it about a week ago, and I've been using it non-stop ever since. I've been taking it with me every day to work. I have used it in Napa, California over the weekend, where my wife and I went wine tasting and did some exploring, and it was really fun. I have to admit, I have a freaking camera addiction, and I have been nonstop. I always look for cameras that are going to be like the one camera that is the all camera, you know what I mean? This is the first Fuji that I have ever owned. I never really kind of thought about having Fuji as a camera, to be honest. But then I heard about the X-PRO2 coming out, and my wife and I are getting ready to take a trip to Europe, and I thought, man, that might be a really good camera to take because I want a nice inconspicuous camera so that I can take some candid shots of people, have something lightweight that I can just carry around, something that's built like a tank, something that also has weather resistance in it. That way I have a peace of mind in case it like rains for whatever reason, or if we go to the beach, that I don't have to worry about sea mist or anything like that. Let's just go around it real quick. So the standout features to me are that it's full magnesium alloy body. It's a tank basically. It's a solid chunk of metal. It's got metal dials that all sound really good. The camera grip feels awesome in the hand. It's just enough grip. I love the rangefinder style of it. When I was in Napa over the weekend, I got nothing but compliments of it. A lot of people were saying that it reminded them of old film cameras and how the look of it was just amazing, and they wondered what camera it was, and it was a nice conversation piece, but at the same time it was so easy to just pull it up, fire off a photo, because it focuses really fast, and also the AF selector joystick is a really nice welcomed addition as well. So standout features: 24 megapixel CMOS sensor, at APS-C size sensor, so it's not a full frame. ISO up to like 51,000, something like that. I don't really shoot at those ISOs, but it's there if you need it. Image quality straight out of camera, at least in the JPEG processing, is phenomenal, out of this freaking world. I can't even, like the film simulations that Fuji has, like the Provia and the Velvia, Astia, Classic Chrome, Pro Neg High, Pro Neg Standard, Acros or Acros, whatever you want to, however you pronounce it. That's new in this camera. The Acros is, at least, or Acros, black and white film simulation. But okay, let's go around the camera. I coupled the camera with a 35mm f2 weather resistant lens as well, and I did that because I wanted to complete the whole weather sealed camera. The body itself is weather sealed, the lens itself is weather sealed. Everything is just reeking of quality. I can take this camera out into any kind of condition and feel completely confident that it's not gonna break down on me. And that's what a camera should feel like to you. You should pick up a camera, run out there and shoot, and know that it's just gonna be a workhorse and not, give you any flack. Again, the rangefinder body, you have an optical viewfinder as well as an EVF. It's like a hybrid thing, so you can do one or the other, or you can have like a hybrid view of it. You have the shooting modes right here in terms of single shot, continuous, or manual. I'm sorry, the focusing selector right here, manual switch. So single, continuous, manual. The little switch right here on the front for the EVF, or to choose between optical viewfinder and electronic viewfinder, and then the hybrid as well. Along the back, you've got this 3-inch LCD that's like 1.4 million dots, whatever that means. I've got something in the joystick right there. You have the mode dial. I guess compared to the X-PRO1, the buttons over here, like the play, trash, display, these buttons were over here previously, so they moved them all over here so that everything can be kind of handled with one hand, which is brilliant. You've got the mode dial up top, again, metal buttons, but like, here, listen to this. The clicks they're very like clicky without being too sensitive or too hard to move. You have the ISO dial. If you pull up top, you can change that. That feels really nice. There's like nice stops in between it. It won't move unless it's pulled up and activated like that. Reminiscent of old film cameras. You got the exposure comp dial right here. Again, metal. You listen to that. You know, and I'm gonna do a lot of like audio things because I'm huge on how a camera sounds and how a camera feels. And if it feels really high quality, if it feels robust, if the buttons are or dials are really nice to click, and the, you know, the aperture dial on the lens, if all of that feels good, then the camera's honestly going to feel that much better. But it also instills a huge amount of confidence with me, the shooter, because everything is so responsive. It's really, really fast. It feels great. This is just a general overview and a walk around and kind of my story into the Fuji system. It's not going to be a review yet because I have some things that I got to do before I can give an honest review about it. I'm still not 100% sold on the camera. I do have my reservations still. You know, I like having full frame, but again, every single photo that I've taken so far has blown my mind. The image quality, the ISO handling, the low noise in the higher ISOs is incredible. This lens is great. If you guys want to hear what the shutter sounds like, because I'm all about that too. I like how things sound and feel. Here's the sound of it. It sounds awesome. You know, it's all those little things, you know. It's, you know, when you pick up a camera, you want it to feel good, you want it to sound good, you want it to be fast and responsive. This camera autofocuses really fast. I've noticed that when you're, let's say you're at infinity and you're focusing on something a little bit closer, it'll hunt for a second and then lock on. But once you've got it locked on, as long as you're in this relatively same field of, you know, plane there or whatever, it focuses super, super fast. So, again, the camera itself looks beautiful. It feels like a tank, you know, like full metal body. Actually, there's some, it's hollow in some places. And that took a little bit of getting used to, you know. I'm used to a big camera. The dense camera, the EM5 Mark II is really dense, so when you hit it, doesn't sound as hollow as this. This kind of sounds hollow. But I'm totally confident putting this thing on my shoulder, lugging it around, banging it up against a wall, dropping it. I'm okay with that. It'll give it some character. You know, I think that's what Fuji is after. A camera that offers character, nostalgia, and takes phenomenal photos. They made this camera for photographers. The video side of it, completely different story. Not on any level, I would say, as like a pro level videographer's camera, although it does take 1080 at 60 frames a second. I think it's 33 or 35 megabits per second, which is not as fast as some cameras out there. The compression's a little bit off, but it does take video in the times that you need it. And it's 60 frames a second, so you can do nice slow motion stuff with it as well. I will be taking this camera with me literally everywhere that I go, and I have been. I've just put it on my shoulder, going to work, using it around, taking random photos, and I will continue to use it for the next few weeks. I'll definitely be using it when I take a trip to Europe and do other things like that. So I guess I'm going to leave you on that note. I think I rambled way too long, but I hope you got a good sense of how I'm feeling about this camera. Again, I wanted something that was inconspicuous, solidly built, felt good in the hand, and also took amazing photos. And so far, this camera is turning out to be that exact camera. If you have any questions or comments or anything you want me to cover in the review, I'll be working on that for the next few weeks. Just drop a comment below, shoot me a Twitter thing or a tweet, as you may, or whatever, I don't know what they call it anymore, but hit me up there at Tim's Tech Blog, and I will check you guys in the next video. If you want to see some photos that I've taken with it, I've tagged them a little bit on my Instagram feed, which is at TimAllDay. And that's pretty much it. You guys have a great day, and I'll check you guys soon in the next video, and soon-ish for the review of this guy. So, peace.